righty, Andrew. So the last time we talked about Dameon Pierce, it was in the draft process, and we told people to pick him up. Through 2 weeks, the results have been mixed, not that great. 3.9 points in week 1, 7.7 in week 2. Week 1 was particularly disappointing because he was outsnapped by Rex Burkhead. Journeyman Rex Burkhead out-touched him. But the Texans made it up to him. Lovie Smith made it up to him because they gave him all the rushing attempts in week 2. Now they go on the road to face the Chicago Bears, who have a bottom 10 run defense against fantasy football running backs. Is Dameon Pierce due for his breakout week?
I'm going to tell you right now, Dameon Pierce is a must start this week. First, last week, he got his snap share up. He got 15 attempts. Nobody else on that offense got one rushing attempt. And he got a nice 69 yards and 1 catch for 8. Hopefully that increases. I think he's going to be the guy moving forward. I think they kind of wanted to ease him in, I guess, the first week. I don't know what that was about. They seem to like what he's doing. They think he's a high-effort guy. Lovie Smith has been praising him, and I think that he's going to be a really good player to play the rest of the year.
Now, he didn't really catch the ball a ton in college, and he wasn't involved in passing duty at all in week 2 or in week 1. Obviously, we look at the snap percentages. So what is his ceiling? Because we see a lot of these guys come in that aren't really involved in the passing game, and unless you're Derrick Henry, not a lot of them are able to overcome it in modern fantasy football.
If you drafted him as your flex player or maybe even a 4th running back, you got to be feeling really good right now because he's a guy who can end up being a top, like an RB2 or maybe even borderline RB2, RB1 if things shake out right. It kind of depends on how good that offense can be with Davis Mills, but he's a serviceable quarterback. And if they can get some points this year, he could be getting some touchdowns and really adding to your fantasy team and helping you get some wins.
Now, I think Denver has a better defense than the Bears do. I mentioned the number against fantasy football running backs that they have so far to this point. It's hard to measure how they did in week 2 because the Packers used their running backs in different ways than a lot of other offenses around the league. Obviously, we mentioned how much A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones are involved in the passing game. But I go back to week 1 in that ugly monsoon game against the Niners. And prior to his departure, Elijah Mitchell was carving them up. He was averaging over 6 yards a carry. I think Dameon Pierce can do that. And if he stays upright, lands in the end zone, I think Dameon Pierce has running back 1 upside this week. Throughout the course of the year, I will agree with you running back 2, just because I think that his ceiling is capped as long as he's not involved on third downs, not involved in passing down work. And that also may be a rookie thing. We hear a lot of rookies struggle with pass blocking, and I think that may have led to why Rex Burkhead was out there a lot. Lovie Smith has said that he hopes to fix that moving forward. He hopes to give more touches to Dameon Pierce. And I think that if you invested in him, if you spent that 5th-round draft pick to pick up Dameon Pierce, you have to start feeling that that's starting to turn into something that you can actually use to win in fantasy football. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you got Dameon Pierce. Hopefully you're starting him this week. If you have any issues or you're hoping to engineer a Dameon Pierce trade, let us know in the comments section. We'd like to help you through that one. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media at Juju Talk Sports, at Andrew Holman. Stay safe, happy, and healthy, and we'll see you next time.